Okay, hello and welcome to Branch Replay's Pokemon Black. This game originally came out in 2011 and I last played on the channel a couple of years ago. Now there's going to be quite a lot of dialogue right at the start, so let's get right on into it. Hi there, welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Juniper, everyone calls me the Pokemon Professor. So this game is going to be randomised, because normally that's a Patrat. No, it's a Minchino. Anyway. That's right, this world is widely inhabited by mysterious creatures called Pokemon. Pokemon have mysterious powers, they come in many shapes and live in many different places. We humans live happily with Pokemon, living and working together. We complement each other. We help each other out to accomplish difficult tasks. Having Pokemon battle one another is particularly popular, and it deepens the bonds between Pokemon. And that is why I research Pokemon. Well, that's enough from me. Could you tell me about yourself? Okay, so, hi, I'm Branch, I play games and I talk about things on, a couple of channels that I have. And I also have a horrible, habit of managing to type my name wrong every time. But hey, I fixed it. Well then, I'm going to introduce you to your two best friends. This young man is Sharon. He can be a little difficult, but he's a very honest person. And this young woman is Bianca. She's a little flighty, but she works very hard. I think you three have potential, so I'm going to give you a very, very important Pokemon. The moment you choose the Pokemon that will accompany you on your journey, your story will truly begin. During your journey, you'll meet many Pokemon and people with different personalities and points of view. I really hope that you find what's important to you in all of these travels. That's right, friend new people and Pokemon and grow as a person. That is the most important goal for your journey. Now let's go visit the world of Pokemon. Okay, so I have quite a few things changed in this. Playthrough. So once I'm through the dialogue and probably into encounters and stuff, that'll be when I actually kind of just run through all of it. I think, probably. I don't know, I'll do it when I get into the battle. Anyway, that'll be in a minute or two. I heard from Professor Juniper, we can have a Pokemon? Well, what's keeping Bianca? Oh, am I a little late again? Sorry. Bianca, I've known for 10 years that you have no sense of time, but seriously, today's the day we can get a Pokemon from Professor Juniper. I know, sorry. So, where are the Pokemon? They were delivered to Branch's house so he gets first pick. Naturally. Well, the Pokemon are waiting for us inside that gift box. Okay, you go first and take a peek at the gift box. I want to meet the Pokemon right now. Okay, so, I've brought 3 Pokemon, one for you and one for each of your friends. Please settle your choices politely. Enjoy your Pokemon. Okay, so our starter Pokemon look kinda cool in the fire, water, and grass colours. So, we have Slugma. I'm ruling out Slugma straight away. It evolves way too late at level 38, it doesn't learn much, it's slow, and its stats aren't very good. So as much as I think Magcargo could be cool, I'm ruling out Slugma. No chance am I going to be using Slugma. Electivire's pretty good, but it's relatively fast, it's pretty strong. I think it's a little weak on its physical defense, but otherwise it only has one weakness. So, and finally we have Thundurus. It is a legendary Pokemon, and it is a ground immunity, but it's weak to ice and rock. But at the same time, I would need that and Tornadus to summon Landorus to the Abundant Shrine later in the game. So, what do I want to do here? Thundurus is pretty good, but I think I'm going to go with Electivire. Not having access to the Therian form, I think, is going to be a bit of a pain for Thundurus, so I'm going with Electivire. Okay, I'll take this Pokemon. Sharon, that one's yours. Hey, how come you get to pick out my Pokemon? Oh, never mind, I wanted this one from the start anyway. Everyone's chosen a Pokemon, so that's that. Hey, I know, let's have a Pokemon battle. Honestly, Bianca, even though they're still weak Pokemon, you shouldn't have Pokemon battles inside a house. Oh, don't be such a worrywart. These little ones are weak, like you said. We have to let them battle so they'll get stronger. It's settled. Get ready for a Pokemon battle. Okay, so, For this playthrough, my starter Pokemon are randomized, static Pokemon, wild Pokemon, pretty much every Pokemon I'm going to get in this game is randomized. Every trainer I battle is also going to be randomized. Their levels have also been boosted up by 20%. So a level 5 will be level 6, 10 will be 12, 50 will be 60, and so on and so forth. In addition to that, secondary marks are randomized, abilities are randomized, so we have Gluttony. Okay, Gluttony it could be worse. But yeah, randomized abilities are going to be a bit of a double-edged sword, potentially, but I'll explain more about that in just a second, because we're going to have more dialogue to go through. So yeah, secondary marks are randomized, field items are also randomized. Okay, so with that, we managed to defeat Bianca. A good start. Wow. You're gonna be an awesome trainer someday, I can tell, no doubt. Bianca, would you take a look around? Whoa, what happened? Wow, Pokemon are amazing. They're so little, but they're so strong. I'm so glad that I get to have a Pokemon. Oh, sorry about your room. You are completely hopeless. Yeah, I'll restore your Pokemon for you. Wrench's Pokemon needs to be fixed up too. Thanks, Sharon. Hey, Sharon, how about you battle too? With all you know, I'm sure you can battle without turning the room into a disaster area like I did. I believe you're right. It'll be no problem for me to keep the room from getting any messier. Besides, it's not fair if you two are the only ones who get to have fun battling. It's decided. You'll be my opponent in our first Pokemon battle. Let's see what you can do, my Pokemon. Okay, so let's see what Sharon has. So yeah, so what I was saying about abilities being randomized... okay, he has a Meganium. That could be a bit of a threat to me, but okay. So what I was saying about abilities being randomized is it's a little bit of a double-edged sword, because it could make a Pokemon that's normally really strong into something a bit weaker. It could turn something that's usually pretty bad into something pretty good. And then there's 3 cases. There is Archeops, who will no longer have Defeatist, and who's kind of okay. And then there's Regigigas and Slacking, who without Slow Start and Truant, they basically just have the limiters removed and can go crazy. Oh, also, all opposing Pokemon, in addition to their level boost, they will be forced to their final evolution at, I forget if I said it, to 40 or 45. I made a strange blunder in my first battle, but this feeling I have, I'm finally a trainer. But first, we'd better go apologize to your mother about this messed up room. Oh, I'd better come too. Okay, thanks. And most important thing of all, the Nintendo Wii, not even scratched. So let's have a quick look at our Electivire. Quiet Nature, that's plus special attack minus speed. That isn't the best, but our opening moveset is pretty nice. We have we have Stab, a bit of coverage, a stat reduction move, and priority. Overall, I'm pretty happy with having that as a starter. Also, my TMs are randomized, but my compatibility for them is not. I'm very sorry about all the trouble, man. Well, we can help clean up. Cleaning up? No worries, I'll take care of it later. Shouldn't you be on your way to meet Professor Juniper? Yes, thank you. Please excuse us. Come on, let's go thank the Professor. I'll be waiting for you in front of the Pokemon Research Lab. Oh, wait, I've got to go home first. Thanks for having us over. My, Pokemon battles are so lively, aren't they? I could hear Pokemon's cries clear down here. That sure reminds me of my first Pokemon battle. Oh, and you know what? After a battle, you need to rest your Pokemon. I mean, hey, I'm never gonna say no to a free heal. Your Pokemon's looking great. Now, if you're going out, don't forget your Cross Transceiver. I'll probably just call it the X Transceiver for the rest of the game, but still. You're going to thank the Professor too, right? Well, better get going, honey. Okay, so. Great little Gen 5 detail here. Those Pidove flying off. If I was playing this at night, those would actually be Woobats there. 10 out of 10. Great little detail. No, no, 1,000 times no. But I'm a good trainer who got a Pokemon and everything. I can totally go on an adventure. Oh, it's okay. It's fine. I'll be waiting for you in front of the lab, okay? What nonsense is this? How could my daughter, who knows nothing about the world, be going on a journey with Pokemon? Don't mind my husband, dear. He's just being overprotective. All children go on adventures with Pokemon. It's part of growing up. Okay, so now let's head on over to the lab. Because realistically, well, there's nothing else left to do in this town. Okay, let's go meet the professor. Hi there, I've been waiting for you young people. Let me introduce myself again. My name is Professor Juniper. Yes, we know your name. Come, Sharon. This isn't a time to take things lightly. Today is a day to remember always, so it's best to behave with some formality. That being so, once again, my name is Professor Juniper, and I'm researching how and when the creatures called Pokemon came into existence. Oh, that's unusual. You've already had a Pokemon battle. Maybe that's why it feels as though your Pokemon have already begun to trust you. By the way, would you like to give your Pokemon a nickname? So I'm really bad with nicknames for things, but I'm going to name my Electivire Heihachi after, you know, Heihachi from Tekken. Hopefully this Electivire will survive long enough to learn Thunder Punch. Because otherwise the name kinda doesn't work. As for why I gave you Pokemon, it's for the Pokedex, right? The Pokedex? I'm astonished. Nice work, Sharon. You've already studied Pokemon extensively, haven't you? Still, let me explain everything from the beginning for everyone's sake. The Pokedex is a high-tech device that automatically records the Pokemon you encounter, so I want you three to visit many places and to meet all of the Pokemon in the Unova region. This is my request. You'll go on an adventure to complete the Pokedex, will you not? Okay. Yes, Professor. Thank you very much. Because of you, I can become a Pokemon trainer exactly as I've always wished. All of you, thanks. You've given me the best possible answer. I mean, realistically, what was the worst that could happen if we said no? Next, I need to teach you how to meet Pokemon. Please meet me at Route 1, okay? Since the professor asked us, it's okay to go on an adventure, right? I can explore and maybe find out what I want to do in life. I think I'd like that. Of course, we can travel however we want while we complete the Pokedex. Hey, wait up! Oh, there you are. And, what did the professor have to say? She asked you to complete the Pokedex? I can't believe it. Well, actually I can. I already knew she was going to ask. That's why I brought you three these town maps. Please take them with you. So, now we have the town map. Here you are, Sharon. I'll take good care of it. And one for you too, Bianca. Thank you so much. As for your room, Branch, or what's left of it at least, no need for any of you to worry. I'll take care of tidying up, okay? Ah, Pokemon, they're so cute, but they have enough power to destroy a bedroom. They really are something. With Pokemon like that at your side, you'll be safe wherever you go. I'll let your parents know. I hope that in addition to Pokemon, you'll find lots and lots of places you like in the Unova region, and become wonderful adults. Have a great trip! If I use the town map, I'll always know where I am. That's certainly helpful. Well, shall we head to Route 1? The professor's waiting. Let's go, let's go. You hurry up and come too, okay? I don't know what Bianca's expecting me to do, like, there's only one route out of this town, I can't leave by the water. And there's only one path out, so, well, off we go to Route 1. Hey, it's this way. Bianca says if we're starting a journey together, she wants us all to take our first step at the same time. Hey, let's all take our first step on Route 1 together. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, and now the adventure begins. Oh, I wonder what'll happen. Isn't this so exciting? It sure is. Come on, the professor's waiting. Professor Juniper, I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Now that everyone's here, I'll explain. Pokedex's pages update automatically when you meet a Pokemon. Moreover, it's set up so that you obtain even more information when you catch a Pokemon. To make this clear, I'm going to demonstrate how to catch a Pokemon. And is this randomized? Okay, the catching tutorial is not randomized. So I'm going to quickly just do a little bit of live editing. So the yellow text for my Electivire's name is going to be on the black bit. And basically I'm just flipping that for, I guess, improved visibility. So, yeah, I now just have to sit and wait it out for this. Also, I was kind of hoping that she would have a Staraptor. Maybe I would have been able to see, like, what Staraptor's ability is. Because, honestly, I would not mind getting a Staraptor. Staraptor, or honestly, even if I just found, like, a Staravia or something, that would be kinda nice. You know, something strong but catchable. Did you see that just now? Here's how it goes step by step. First, reduce the Pokemon's HP. Pokemon that still have all of their energy are difficult to catch. If you can, use your Pokemon's moves to make the Pokemon you want to catch fall asleep or paralyze it. And to wrap this up in the best way, I have a gift for you. Some Pokeballs. So the locke has now officially started. Pokeballs are used for catching Pokemon and for carrying the Pokemon you catch. I'm going on ahead. I'll be waiting for you in Accumula Town. She forgot to say that Pokemon jump out at you in the tall grass. Well, I'm heading to Accumula Town too. I think I'll go too. I'm looking forward to the next town where I can go shopping for Pokeballs. Wait a minute. Hey, listen. I just thought of something fun. But we need to get going. I imagine the professor's waiting too. Would you listen for a sec? Seriously. Why don't we see who can catch the most Pokemon? The person carrying the most Pokemon, including the one we got from the professor, is the winner. Huh. Actually, that does sound interesting. It'll fill up Pokedex pages, so I'm sure it'll please the professor too. Okay, until we reach Accumula Town, take care of healing your Pokemon at your own house. Me and Snivy will do the best for sure. Bianca, you had a Corsola, and that'll randomize each time I fight you. Also, just great little Gen 5 details, so you have, you know, the petals here. And also, note, the music has... Basically, the tambourines kick in for the music when I'm walking, but if I stop, they stop. That's great. Also, that girl will give me a potion. I'm going to come back and get that later. Now, I'm hoping I don't get an encounter here, because I would quite like to get more Pokeballs first. 10 out of 10 we got through. How about it? Want to comp out which one of us has the most Pokemon with them? Yes, of course we do. What? You only have Electivire? If you don't catch any Pokemon, won't Electivire get lonely? Incidentally, if you check out your Pokedex, you'll see how many Pokemon you've found and how many you've caught. Well, I'm off to Accumula Town, the professor's waiting. And we get a phone call from like 20 feet down the road, like literally in line of sight. Hello, how's everybody doing? You and your Pokemon are getting along great now, right? Oh, Professor. Right now I'm in front of Accumula Town's Pokemon Center. I'd like to show you around, so hurry on over, everyone. Okay, Pokemon Center, right. Okay, see ya. Well, I'm going on ahead. Okay, so, now let's get another tutorial going. Ah, there you are. Traveling with your Pokemon is truly one of the joys of being a trainer. Please follow me. I'd like to show you the most important place for a trainer to know. Fun fact, Gen 5 is when they merged the mart with the Pokemon Center. This is a Pokemon Center. Don't you feel better as soon as you step through the door? Okay, let's start your tour. Oh, wait for me! The Pokemon Center is truly an incredible place. Do you know why? Because your Pokemon can be healed, and what's more, it's absolutely free. A Pokemon Center is a trainer's best friend. Here, give it a try. Should be talking to the lady at the counter, not me, but okay. Okay, so let's quickly patch up Electivire, even though we haven't taken any damage. Okay, now that your Pokemon have rested, I'll show you how to use the PC at Pokemon Center. This is the PC. It's free for any trainer to use. You can store Pokemon in your PC boxes or select Pokemon in your PC boxes to take along with you. In addition, if you catch a new Pokemon while you have 6 Pokemon traveling with you, Pokemon you just caught is sent automatically to the PC network. The Surprising, isn't it? Amazing even. Here's something else that's cool. If you select my PC, I'll evaluate the progress you've made on your Pokédex. Professor, it says someone's PC on the screen. Who's someone? But very good, Bianca. That's a great observation. Good question, and I'd like to say more, but for now, just ignore that and go ahead and use the PC. Someone is the person who made the Pokemon storage system. Someone I'm sure you'll meet someday. Okay, let's move on. She really did kind of just sidestep the question, but okay. Now this is the Pokemart. This is the place to buy useful items and sell the ones you don't need anymore. That gentleman over there will help you with a smile. So let's wrap this up. I've given you the basics of being a trainer. I'm going to head back to Unova Town. One final thing. When you get to Striaton City, go and meet an inventor named Fennel. She's a friend of mine from long ago, and I'm sure she'll help you on your way. Best of luck. I hope that your journeys prove to be the adventure of a lifetime. Oh, what should I buy? Potions and Pokeballs are definitely important, thinking. Okay, so I'm going to stock up on a few more Pokeballs. I'm going to buy another 10 just so I can get the Premier Ball. And let's check out this randomized secondary mart. We have Power Herb, Pearl. Okay, I could buy a whole bunch of Focus Sashes, but I'm not going to. I feel like if I just loaded myself up on Focus Sashes and effectively gave everything sturdy, that would be cheating. So I'll leave the Focus Sashes. I might allow myself to get 1 or 2 later, and we have a couple of evolutionary items. I'll come back for those if I need them. Sounds like something's going on in the plaza. Well, let's have a little look-see. Well, before we go and do that, let's go and get our first encounter. Hopefully it'll be something catchable. Okay, our encounter is... okay, a Beautifly. Beautifly should be very catchable. But it's, you know, it's the early game bug. It is one of the 2 final forms of Wurmple. So hopefully it shouldn't be too bad to catch. Honestly, I'm kind of glad that it is like an early game Pokemon. Because while it is evolved and will have better stats than its, you know, unevolved forms, I think ultimately it'll be greatly beneficial to me to be able to, you know, I'd rather run into something that I can catch. Like, I could have run into a Palkia or something here. Yeah. Like, I could have ran into a Palkia or something here, but there's no way I would have been able to catch it. Also, I don't know why I default to Palkia now. I think I might have just watched so much. I feel like I must have watched enough Pokemon content, and Palkia is just like the default that a lot of people go to, that it's kind of just like seeped into the mind now. Also, 10 out of 10, I'm glad that this Beautifly is just kind of tanking low kicks, because realistically, I would quite like to be able to catch this thing. Hopefully it won't put up too much of a fight. 1, 2, 3, and it breaks out, okay. I think this Beautifly might only have Absorb, though. So that isn't exactly ideal. If I could find, you know, because I'm going to have to train this thing, and if it only has Absorb, that isn't exactly an ideal situation for me. On the plus side, it is healing itself, and it's not doing a whole bunch of damage. But it's healing itself, so I can kind of just whittle it down gradually if I need to, and also it's not hitting Electivire for all that much damage. So I think we should be okay. Hopefully it'll just stay in the ball now, though, because I don't want to waste all of my Pokeballs on a Beautifly. Because I do have one more encounter. Like, I do have one more encounter and a gift Pokemon before the first gym. And ideally, I'd quite like to have all of them. I should also probably just make a quick little note here. That nearly knocked it out. That would have been pretty bad. But I'm just going to make a quick little note here, is what I was going to say, but I've lost my train of thought. Give me a second. 1. Okay, broke out again. Oh, that's it. So if I catch something, if I do catch something, and I don't have a name planned for it, please give me suggestions in the comments. I won't be able to change the names until I get to Castelia City, but basically, if I go and just change them in PK Hex, it's a little bit weird, and that messes with the randomized abilities, and therefore I might lose the randomized ability, which obviously would be pretty bad considering having the randomized abilities is kind of an important thing. 3. Beautifly, please just stay in the ball. Like, I don't know what else I can do here. I've done absolutely everything I can. And this Beautifly, I think this is, what, like the 8th or 9th ball I've thrown at it? 1, 2, 3, flick. Okay, so we catch the Beautifly. Very good. Because Beautifly is one of the few Pokemon that I actually have a name for. Because when I have a Butterfree, I typically name my Butterfrees Violet, and the last time I did Platinum, I had a Beautifly that I named Amethyst. And so, we're going to be adding Amethyst, the Beautifly, to the team. Okay, so let's have a quick look at it. It is Modest Nature, that's pretty good. And it has Friend Guard. That's less ideal, but okay. Also, I've now got my level cap. So, pretty much the way I did my level caps is I looked and saw what each gym leader had for their levels and just went with what the lowest level on their team was. So the first gym leader's weakest Pokemon will be level 14. Then I think it goes like 22, 24, something else. Like, they don't... Like, it's a pretty big jump from the first one, then it's like increments of like 2 or 3 for a while. Okay, a Clefable I maybe could have caught. I'm very glad that my encounter wasn't the Latios, but Terravolt Latios? Okay. That's kinda cool, not gonna lie. Okay, so let's quickly patch up our Pokemon and then go and see what's going on in the plaza. Meanwhile, we've had an intense battle with a Beautifly, and we're going to go and do all this. And Bianca is still deciding what to buy. I mean, hey, you know what? There's worse problems to have. Now, because I know that I'm going to have a fight as soon as I finish this next bit, also I'm just going to stock up on a few more Pokeballs. I'm just going to bankrupt myself on Pokeballs. Hey, who knows, I might need them. So now let's go and get introduced to the main antagonistic force of the game. Why am I running down here? There's nothing down here. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly double check. I do have Amethyst out front. Now, let's do this. Give me a sec. My name is Getsus. I'm here representing Team Plasma. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to talk to you about Pokemon liberation. I'm sure most of you believe that we humans and Pokemons are partners, that have come to live together because we want and need each other. However, is that really the truth? Have you ever considered that perhaps we humans only assume that this is the truth? Pokemon are subject to the selfish commands of trainers. They get pushed around when there are partners at work. Can anyone say with confidence that there's no truth in what I'm saying? Now, ladies and gentlemen, Pokemon are different from you. They are living beings that contain unknown potential. They are living beings from whom humans have much to learn. Tell me, what is our responsibility toward these wonderful beings called Pokemon? That's right. We must liberate the Pokemon. Then and only then will humans and Pokemon truly be equal. Everyone, I end my words here today by imploring you to consider the relationship between people and Pokemon, and the correct way to proceed. We sincerely appreciate your attention. Yeah, so that's totally not a cult. Not at all. Definitely not a cult. Definitely not evil. Nothing suspicious going on here. About that speech, what do you think we should do? Liberate Pokemon? That's not even possible. Your Pokemon, just now, was saying, slow down, you talk way too fast. And what's this about Pokemon talking? That's an odd thing to say. Yes, they're talking. Oh, you two can't hear it either then. How sad. My name's N. My name's Sharon, and this is Branch. We were asked to complete the Pokédex, and we just left on our journey. My main goal is to become the champion, though. Pokédex, eh? So, you're going to find many Pokemon and Pokeballs for that one. I'm a trainer too, but I can't help wondering, are Pokemon really happy that way? Well, Branch is it? Let me hear your Pokemon's voice again. Okay, so, this is N. And yes, I am going to try to read all of his dialogue very quickly, because he is stated to talk way too fast. Okay, so, he has a Swellow. I don't think I'm going to play any games with this, I'm not taking any chances, I'm just going to switch out immediately. Also, because of the nature of everything being randomized, I'm not going to be able to add the Pokemon to the team on the layout just as I'm going. So pretty much, I'll update the layout for the next episode with the team and then go from there. But pretty much, I'll just have... things will be added at the start of a new episode, I suppose. That's probably going to be my approach for this. But hey, we won! That's good, and Amethyst is just going to fly up some levels here. 5, 6, 7... I mean, hey, we got 5 levels, that's pretty good. As long as Pokemon are confined in Pokeballs, Pokemon will never become perfect beings. I have to change the world for Pokemon because they're my friends. And away he goes. Huh, strange guy, but I'm not going to worry about it. Trainers and Pokemon help each other out. Listen, I'm going on ahead. I want to battle the gym leader in the next town, Striaton City. Aim to battle gym leader after gym leader. The best way for a trainer to become stronger is to challenge the gym leaders in each area. Okay, so, later, Sharon. Also, I'd like to deliver some very good news. We are just about done with tutorials and introductions. There's like one more. There's one more, and then we're free. For a little bit. Okay, so, now let's quickly head on out of town, and onto Route 2. Head on out of town, onto Route 2, where we can hopefully get a new encounter and catch something strong. I would quite like to get something new on the team. Also, these little... what are these things even called? Like, these little gateways? They will kind of just out when I record each episode of this. Okay, so, now we got another call. We will get calls every now and then. It's your mom, how are things? Are you and your Pokemon getting along and enjoying your journey so far? I needed to talk to you, so I called, but I'm gonna hang up with a cross-transceiver now. I finally caught up with you, and look how far you've come already. Professor Juniper said that you're probably headed for Striaton City by now. I have another present for you, try these on. They don't really do anything because I already had the ability to run whenever. When you're wearing the running shoes, you can go anywhere in a flash. Let me read you the instructions. Hold the B button to run faster than normal. Put on the running shoes and tear around to your heart's content. That's what it says. I bought these a long time ago and stashed them away somewhere. I found them when cleaning up. I guess it's good to clean occasionally. You understand that you're never really alone though, right? You're with Pokemon, you have friends, and you're always in my thoughts. Oh, that's alright, Ivan. Enjoy your trip. I mean, huge planning ahead points. Like, massive planning ahead points for the mum to know her son's shoe size way in advance. Okay, a Magmar. I'm more than happy to get a Magmar. Like, Magmar is a really cool Pokemon, and also having a fire type is always going to be welcome. Hatching it could be a little bit of a pain though. But hey, I have no issues with the idea of having a Magmar and eventually a Magmortar on the team. Okay, so it has Ember. It's shown Ember. What else would this thing have? Hopefully it doesn't burn me. If it burns me, I'm going to be a little bit inconvenienced. But I don't think I should be too worried. I imagine Magmar probably has a kind of similar moveset to Electivire right now. Actually, no, Magmortar would have a similar moveset to Electivire. Magmar would have a similar moveset to Electabuzz. I don't know what Electabuzz would have. I imagine it's probably the same. Anyway, I don't have a name planned for this Magmar, so I'll just leave it and rename it later. It is a gentle-natured Magmar with Sap Sipper. Okay, so basically an immunity to a type I already resisted, but hey, Sap Sipper could come in handy, who knows? and a Tanga berry. I think that's one of the type berries, I just don't know which one off the top of my head. I could have had a Milotic. That's kinda cool. But that's kinda cool because Milotic is one of those Pokemon that just getting one in basically any Pokemon game is a pain. Especially the earlier ones. Straight up, I did not manage to catch a Feebas until Gen 6. Straight up, I have to this day, I have never caught a Feebas in Gen 3 or in Gen 4. Like, straight up, because they were like, yeah, we put them on 4 tiles in the entire game, and they're randomized depending on your... I think it's like depending on your trainer ID. And you know what? I don't have the patience to sit and fish in every single tile in these, like... and it's like 2 or 3 areas. I think it's... Actually, no, I think it's just 1 area. But I don't have the patience for that, because that'll take forever. Anyway, I can't currently get Magmortar because I don't have the Magmarizer. But honestly, I'm really happy to have both Electivire and Magmar on the team. Mostly because I've always just really liked both of those evolutionary lines. And what does this kid have? He has a Quillfish. Okay, Quillfish shouldn't be too bad at this level. Like, what could it realistically have? Maybe Poison Sting? Like, Poison Sting or Water Gun would probably be the 2 most dangerous things it could do. Okay, Poisoned Amethyst, that's... I mean, it's not the worst, but it's not exactly ideal. I would have preferred to not get poisoned, but, you know, I guess we can't always choose these things. Okay, I'm just going to switch out to Heihachi and just Thunder Shock this thing. Because, okay, we didn't get Pursuit Trapped. Tackle doesn't do all that much. I can just Thunder Shock my way to victory here. Quillfish is one of those Pokemon that it never really got a whole lot. I'm glad that it got a Hisuian form, and I think it's called Overquill as like an evolution. Just because it's one of those Pokemon that kind of just fell to the wayside and got kind of forgotten by history, I suppose. It's just one of those Pokemon, and because a lot of Pokemon in Gen 4, like a lot of Pokemon from Gen 2, kinda just got saved by Gen 4. Like Murkrow, Misdreavus, probably Piloswine, Yanma. Like, I feel like Gen 4 kind of just saved a lot of Pokemon from Gen 1 and 2. Okay, I could have had a Corphish. Corphish, I like Corphish, I like Crawdaunt, but I think without access to Dragon Dance, it's not exactly the strongest. Although at the same time, okay, at least it wasn't an Igglybuff. Although at the same time, since my TMs are randomized, I could have a Dragon Dance TM somewhere. I don't know if I do, but I could. Okay, it looks like Igglybuff seems to be a common encounter here, and I'm very glad that I didn't get that, because even though Wigglytuff could be pretty good, but catching Igglybuff, then raising Jigglypuff could be a problem. Okay, we found a Grass Gem and a Dark Gem, okay. Okay, so now we head on up, and we get attacked by Bianca again. Attacked seems way too aggressive, though, never mind. Hey, listen, let's have a Pokemon battle. Please, the Pokemon I caught have become a little stronger. Ready or not, here I come. Okay, so now we have another battle with Bianca. She won't have her Corsola from last time, and so she'll now have a new team. She has a Seedart. Okay, Seedart isn't that much of a threat, but I do need to be a little bit careful about Bide. So I'm going to go for Leah and see what it does. Okay, it does Bide turn 1. So I'm just gonna Leah at it a couple of times. And, you know, just make sure its defense is low. And by make sure its defense is low, I mean kind of just pass the turns. So it'll unleash energy this turn, and it's got Prio on that. So it does that, doesn't do anything. I Ember. Is that? No? Okay. That was an Enigma Berry. Honestly, I saw the animation for it Right, procking an item start and thought, oh, have I just hit a weakness policy? I hadn't, but it would have been funny if I had. Okay, her other Pokemon is a Delcatty. An imposter Delcatty. Also, I should note, I am doing this as a hardcore Nuzlocke, so I can't use healing items in battle. Berries are fine, but I can't use, like, a full restore or anything. And I will need to remember to set the battle style to set in the near future, because I can't use that either. So basically, I have to stay in. I have to stay in whenever whenever my opponent sends out a new Pokemon. But I don't get the free switch, basically. Okay. Not only did they land Smog, but they also got the poison. Smog is like 70% accurate. Like, genuinely, Smog is like, that's, I think that's about the same as like Thunder. Anyway, whatever. Woo! You are one tough cookie. I'm gonna work hard on training my Pokemon so we won't lose anymore. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, later, Bianca. So we've now officially made it to Striaton City. Very good. So let's quickly patch up our Pokemon because we took on... Okay, I didn't take all that much damage, but 2 of them are now poisoned. And I would quite like to not have to worry about them being poisoned. Now let's see what our secondary Martier has. Lucky Egg. EXP Share. Cover Fossil. Okay, access to a fossil is very nice. Being able to just buy Oran Berries is kinda cool. I now have access to a Leaf Stone if I need to evolve something. And I'm just going to give everything an Oran Berry right out the gate. Just for general purposes, general kind of convenience. And hey, you know what? I'm never going to complain about having a... I'm never going to complain about having a free safety net, you know? Now, we have a couple of fights in the Dream Yard before we get given a Pokemon, but this guy will give us a free Dusk Ball, so I will happily take a free Dusk Ball. I don't get any more, I don't get to go and catch any more Pokemon in this episode. Also, I'm going to quickly talk to this guy. He will give me a Great Ball. Pretty much, I won't be able to catch any more Pokemon in this episode, but hey, having more Pokeballs, especially ones with higher catch rates, are kinda nice. And we found a Grip Claw. Grip Claw is not going to do anything for me. Like, that just makes moves like Bind, Wrap, Clamp, and I assume it also works for, like, Fire Spin and Sand Tomb. I assume it makes all those just work for longer. I forget what it does. It's just one of those completely irrelevant items that you never really have to think about. Okay. Okay, so she has an Azelf. That's a little bit scary. And, okay, so legendaries are a weird thing. Let me just check. Okay, 19, 23, 13. Okay, I'm going to leave Magmar in and just go for Ember. Okay, it goes for Rest. Maybe it doesn't have anything. It is entire... No, it definitely has Confusion. And we get critted and I lose my Magmar. Okay. Man, that sucks. I was really excited to use that Magmar. Okay, Electivire is going to have to come in and just handle this as Elf. Hopefully Thundershock will do a lot. Imprison isn't going to do anything. I don't imagine Azelf has any of the same moves as I do. Of course, now that it's killed my Pokemon, of course, it just murders my Magmar, and then it goes, I'm not attacking anymore. Great. I was so excited to potentially use a Magmar. Well, there's always next playthrough, I guess. Okay, her other Pokemon is a Numel. Honestly, Numel or Camerupt has the potential to be one of the most dangerous things I could potentially encounter right about now. Although, due to their level up move, that I don't think I'm going to be too worried. I'm going to switch out to Amethyst because I don't think this will have Ember yet. Okay, it may not have Ember, but it does have Truant. So, yeah, Numel is going to be kind of garbage in this playthrough. So, pretty much, I think switching out was the safe choice. because I'm not going to be taking embers, so I'm not going to be taking super effective damage. And even though I am just going to be slowly whittling away at it, it means I'm going to be able to get more EXP onto Amethyst, which basically means I won't have to do as much training later. So, yeah, I'm kind of just... Basically, I'm making it so I have to do a little bit more now, so I have to do less later, I suppose. Okay, so I think this girl only had 2 Pokemon. But now that we've defeated her, we just need to beat this next trainer, and then we get 3 Pokemon. Normally, it is a Pansage, Pansear, or Panpour, depending on what Pokemon you have. Basically, you get the one that... So basically, if I started with Tepig, I'd be weak against water, so they would give me Pansage, and so on and so forth. Basically, they give you the one... Basically, they give you the one that your Pokemon would be super effective against, as a counter against the first gym leader. Okay, so he just threw out a Weeping Bell for him 1. Man, sure would have been great to have a fire type right about now, wouldn't it? I would have loved to have had a fire type to fight this Weeping Bell with. But no, Electivire's gonna have to handle it. You know, now that I think about it, I'm fairly sure, I'm pretty sure that Electivire does get Fire Punch, and I think it does get it as a level 1 move, which honestly kind of just makes this even more inconvenient. Okay, he also has a Ferroseed. Okay, Ferroseed shouldn't be that bad. I'm going to switch back out to Amethyst so I can get just a little bit of EXP onto it. You know, just a teensy little bit of switch training. Okay, it sets up a hardness, so it's on +1 defense. And that is Speed Boost Ferroseed. Okay. Speed Boost Ferroseed. I mean, it's certainly something. Okay, so that's now on +2 physical defense. And also +2 speed. However, it is still an unevolved Pokemon, so I should be able to just kind of low-kick it to death, even though it is now on +3. So it'll probably take 2 or 3 more to bring down. But on plus side, it doesn't seem to be all that interested in actually attacking. Okay, hits for... Yeah, that's not going to be a problem. The real question is, will it outspeed me? Okay, apparently not. I was going to say, will it outspeed me by the time it gets knocked out? Apparently it falls just a tiny bit short in that regard. And their last Pokemon is a Fione. Fione is such a weird... Fione is such a weird Pokemon because it's so redundant. Like, it might be the most redundant Pokemon. It's definitely up there. Because it's like, okay, well, 1, it has Truant. Like, it's just worse Manaphy in every single way. Like, I don't know, I feel like Fione is perhaps more so than almost any other Pokemon. Just a one that you can point at and go, why does this exist? Like, why does this Pokemon need to exist? Because it doesn't do anything. It's just worse Manaphy. And I don't think it even gets Heart Swap, which is Manaphy's, like, special signature move. That's the word, signature move. Because I don't think anything else has ever learned Heart Swap. On plus side, at least I know that it'll never be a threat because of Truant. And Amethyst hits level 10. Okay, no new moves yet. That's a little bit inconvenient. On the plus side, we can now get a free Pokemon. But first things first, let's pick this up. We get a Lemonade, so now we have a healing item available to us. Okay, so, we have Electivire. Empoleon could be a big help. Okay, yes, thank you. I will definitely take an Empoleon. I will always be happy to get an Empoleon. Let's have a quick look at this thing. Level 10. Lacks nature, plus physical defense, minus special defense, with Terravolt. Okay. Terravolt Empoleon. Interesting, interesting. I'm honestly kind of happy about that. Wouldn't have been my first choice of ability, but honestly, Terravolt isn't a move. Terravolt isn't even like my first, as I'll think of it, ability. Now, before I go and do anything else, I do need to go and commend Magma into the death box. Honestly, the fact that it's in here by the end of episode 1 is honestly very sad to me. But hey, it'll be fine. So I'm going to end off today's episode here. Honestly, the team is looking kind of okay, but I would still rather have Magma alive. Ape Escape should be continuing, if not finishing soon. And I'm going to end off today's episode here. As always, feel free to leave a comment or click any of the buttons down below if you feel so inclined. And I'll hopefully see you all next time for more Pokemon. Okay, thanks for watching. Later.